Welcome to the Lovejoy Band News Podcast, where we discuss anything and everything to do with our favorite indie rock band from the south coast of England. Now, join me, Leslie, and my co-hosts, Angie and Dave, as we start the show. We're pretty cool once you get to know us. Hello, and welcome to the first episode of the Lovejoy Band News Podcast. I'm your host, Leslie, and I'm joined by my friends and co-hosts, Dave and Angie. On today's episode, we'll discuss
who we are,
how we discovered Lovejoy,
why we decided to start the podcast,
Lovejoy's origin story,
and band news of the month.
What's on the horizon, topics we'd like to cover in the future. And lastly, we'll put a question to you, love enjoyers, as we'd love to hear from you as well. So, who are we, and how did we discover Lovejoy? Hi, I'm Leslie. I live in New Jersey in the United States. Not like the Jersey Shore, but closer to New York City, with my husband, daughter, and a zoo full of pets in a small town. Back in 2022, December, my daughter had been begging me to take her to a Lovejoy show, and I had no idea who this band was. But I was curious, so I listened on Amazon Music for the first time. The first song I heard was One Day. And I remember thinking, okay, they seem fun and quirky. Why'd you have to kill my cat? Why'd I have to take you back? Was a line that stuck out in my mind. Well, always wanting to surprise her and spoil her like crazy. Wound up spending a lot of money on tickets through a scalper because the show had been sold out. Another mom friend of mine took her daughter as well. 4 of us went. We surprised the girls after school that day. And it was just an amazing time. From then on, I was hooked. And it's been something my daughter and I have enjoyed together, listening to Lovejoy. And what a thrill to see them their first U.S. show in New York City back then. Dave, how about you? Tell us about yourself and how you discovered Lovejoy.
Very sort of similar, really. I just come upstairs after a shower one day, heard this noise blasting out from my daughter's bedroom. I thought, what's that? And then I thought, actually, do you know what? I like that noise. So got dressed, knocked on the door, popped in. What's this you're listening to? Oh, it's Lovejoy. I was like, oh yeah, and who are they? Oh, it's the guy from the internet. Oh, what? One of the streamers? That's right, she said. I said, it's not that idiot that spins on his chair for a quarter of an hour, is it? She went, no. This is one of the Minecraft guys. I was like, okay, tell me about him. She gave me a little explanation, told me about the band. I said, so what is it we're listening to? I really like this. And it was Concrete. And I thought, yeah, I really, really like that. I ended up starting listening to it myself because it got me quite excited. It made me feel like back in the day when I was sort of 16, 17, discovering new sort of indie bands, which I still love now. But it just gave me a sense of excitement. And then they done a tour. So we managed to get tickets for the tour. We saw them in Bournemouth back in 2023. Absolutely fantastic evening. And I've been here ever since. What about you, Ange?
Hi, I'm Angie. I'm from the Midwestern U.S. in the land of cheese. I've been active in the Lovejoy community since about fall of 2022, and I'm also currently the lead admin for the Lovejoy Wiki on Fandom. My husband and I have 2 teenagers. One is 18 and one is 13. My younger kiddo, Pebble, turned me on to Lovejoy. She was playing them in the car all the time, and one day as we were driving, I suddenly had an epiphany. Hey, I really like this. Who are these guys? I started listening on my own. unbeknownst to her, she created a monster. The first shows that we saw were in May of 2023, Minneapolis and Milwaukee. They were back to back. We drove 5 hours after the Minnesota show, right down to the Milwaukee show, and we had an absolute blast. I would do it all over again. It was one of the best times of my life. Since then, we've traveled to as many shows as we can. One of the highlights, I would say, would also be Lollapalooza. We went to the Lollapalooza show at the Bottom Lounge, which was really great. It was a small, intimate setting. And then we saw them on the main stage at the actual Lollapalooza festival itself, which was really just a core memory moment. I don't think I'll ever forget that. It was so exciting. And since then, we've traveled to as many shows as we can. And I like to think that I grew my own concert buddy. It's pretty great to have someone right here who will go to concerts with me, and we really enjoy it and have a great time together.
I think we could definitely relate to that.
Well, now that you know a bit about us, I'm going to pass it over to Leslie to talk about why we started this podcast.
Thanks, Angie. Well, I was already running Lovejoy Band News on social media platforms like Twitter and Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and actually started them just to take a step back for a moment to fill a void when other fan accounts and even the band's own accounts sort of went silent in the spring of 2024. And my goal was to create a space for fans to come together that was positive, hopeful, safe, and sort of just kept, the fandom alive, a place to gather and communicate and share. Fast forward to just a few months ago, so towards the end of 2024, I was chatting with Dave online, and he asked if I ever considered doing a podcast. I hadn't, but as soon as I heard the idea, I fell in love with it, and I knew just who I'd want to bring along on the adventure. And now I'll turn it back to Angie.
Thanks, Leslie. I have to say, we all know that you are the Lovejoy Queen, and I really appreciate how you honestly single-handedly kept this community glued together when there was so much unknown and, frankly, a little bit of chaos too. So thank you so much for that. You've done a fantastic job. And when you and I first connected, we just clicked right away. I knew we were going to be good friends. We had a lot in common. And I wanted to be a part of the really cool stuff you were doing. I like to think of me as your sidekick. You're more like Rapunzel, and I'm Pascal.
I love it.
When Leslie told me that this guy, Dave, who makes these super cool Lovejoy Lego creations and is also a pretty awesome dude, floated the idea of a podcast, I jumped at the chance. And I'm sure I can speak for all of us. We're just really hyped about doing everything that we can to introduce Lovejoy to as many people as we can. We believed in these guys right away from the get-go, and we're just eager to do as much as possible to support them because they're incredibly talented. They're lovely people, and honestly, they deserve it. They deserve all the love.
Absolutely.
Dave, how about you?
Well, I covered everything, but I was sort of sat there one day and I thought, I'd love to do something. Sort of chatting with Leslie on and off over the last year, chucking her a few exclusives, etc., that I found. And it was like, I really want to do something, but something different. So suggested it to Leslie. I think it was a couple of months where I think we both sort of went away and sort of thought about it. Then just after the new year, I thought, do you know what? Let's see what we can do. And the pair of you were up for it. And we've had so much fun so far doing this.
Really have.
Absolutely.
It's a little bit of hard work, but yeah, I hope we do have a lot of fun, and as you said, Ange, bring a lot more people into this because they really do deserve it.
That's what it's all about. You're right.
Yes, that's why we're here.
Yeah, Ange, take us into the next segment. Tell us a brief origin about Lovejoy.
Sure. Let's talk about Lovejoy's origin story and their history. Lovejoy is a British indie rock band from Brighton, England, which is on the southern coast and not too far from Dave, as far as I know here. The band consists of Mark Boardman on drums, Will Gold on vocals and rhythm guitar, Joel Goldsmith on the lead guitar, and Ash Kabosu on bass guitar. Lovejoy's roots began in 2021 during the COVID pandemic lockdowns. Will and Joe were previously in a punk folk band together, and they decided that they wanted to team up and write the kind of music that they really loved the most, which happened to be rock music.
As fate would have it, Will met Ash at a local burger shop when he noticed the bass guitar on his back and invited him to join the band he was putting together. Later, the band hired Mark as a gig drummer on Fiverr, I believe, and liked him so much they asked him to stay permanent. Will already had an established career as a YouTube Twitch streamer, so a lot of his audience followed him over. That's how I found out.
Their first EP, Are You All Right, was released May 2021. Their second EP, Pebble Brain, dropped October 2021. Their third EP, Wake Up and It's Over, came out in May 2023 and unveiled a massive new sound. Lovejoy has toured extensively, most notably some iconic festivals with audiences up to 10,000, such as Lollapalooza Chicago, Reading Leeds Festival, and Glastonbury. Now let's go to the news of the month. In our fandom, we know that every little crumb is so precious. Any little hint of news or glimpse into what might be going on behind the scenes with the boys is a thrill. So, to start with, I'm very excited to see a few posts from Mark on Instagram saying things like, "Oh, we cookin'," with a glimpse of a computer screen at a studio, some studio photos, and even little 1-second clips of them playing music. It sounds like new songs. What a thrill, right, guys? I've watched those on loop.
Have you 1 second on loop?
Yeah. It sort of becomes its own song when you add up all the seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll take it, man.
Yeah, bless.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I might be guilty of doing that a few times as well.
Right?
I might have done it a couple of times just to see what was trying to be said, but I couldn't fathom it out.
No, but yeah, that one, it's amazing how long a second is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Another exciting newsworthy moment happened on the Lovejoy official subreddit, r/LVJY, for those that don't know. Someone posted that they were just kind of nervous about this new full-length debut album coming out that seems to be like a lot of pressure surrounding it. Pressure from who? I guess the fans are just anxious to hear it, right? And we're anxious that we want to see them succeed and be successful and hear these songs on the radio and have them tour and win awards. I mean, there's so much we're all hoping for with this. And Will actually commented, and it's always a big thrill when any of the members of the band comment on a Reddit post. And I won't read the whole comment that Will made, but he just wanted to respond to this person's, expression of nerves regarding this new album. And just some of the highlights of what he had to say were, "I wouldn't worry. The album has been our goal since we started the band in 2021, and every step we've taken on the way has been to refine and find our sound leading up to this moment." And that I just thought was amazing. Here we are in 2025, and this has not been rushed. This has been worked on and thought out, and they're really pouring everything they've got into this. Sort of towards the end of his comment, he said, "I hope people won't hate it, but I'd be more worried if I felt we were rushing or pandering to an audience. That would make us hate it, something far worse than any hate could bring. Creation is scary, and having your creation seen by people is even scarier. But what is meaning without those scary moments? Thanks, Will. I think that we all appreciated what he had to say, and I'd love to hear from you guys what your thoughts are. Angie?
Leslie, yeah, I really loved his response. I thought it was well written. It really conveyed the amount of emotion that he's going through, and I'm sure the rest of the band is going through too as they put this together. And I just want to emphasize that once this album comes out, that all of us, from, you, me, right down to everybody else who loves these guys and wants to see them do well, we will have a job, and that job is going to be to support this album and tell as many people as we can about it, and just really push to get them the exposure and the promotion and the support that they need. I think we've seen in the past how fan support with Lovejoy and other artists too even can make a huge difference. So I know in the future for this podcast, once we get closer to what we think will be an album drop, we'll definitely talk about some ways that we can help in our own little ways, and hopefully together as a group to help get this album off the ground and push it up to where I'm sure it will deserve to be.
Yes, Steve?
Absolutely agree with the pair of you. For me, sitting here now recording this with you, creation is scary, and having your creation seen by people is even scarier. But what is meaning without those scary moments? Exactly how I'm feeling now. So I hope you all do like this. What a great response. It was a great question, to be fair. What a great response. The various people have also responded to this. And I agree, once this album drops, it's all about share, share, share. And that's what we're here for. Hopefully we'll get to do reviews or something like that. Who knows? Angie?
Yeah, good point, Dave. It's going to be really kind of an all hands on deck sort of situation. I'm super excited. I can't wait to get out there and get organized and help promote this thing. I'm so pumped, and really just reading Will's comment yesterday made me even more excited. I want to get out there and do it now. Obviously they need to take their time, put something together. I totally understand that. I don't want them to feel pressure. I want them to put out something that's great, and I know they will, but man, I'm pumped. Let's get ready. Let's do this.
I feel you. I'm just I need to have those radio station phone numbers memorized and emails to send requests. Every website you can download music or share it, or TikTok videos. There's another artist that has been so amazing with promoting their newest song that as I scroll through my For You page on TikTok, it's one after the other, after the other, after the other of videos using that song. And he's in a lot of them, that singer. But yeah, I feel like we got to hit the ground running as soon as this launches, and all hands on deck, man. I mean, I hope they have an amazing publicity and promotional, plan in place in marketing. But, the grassroots effort of us fans, the Love Enjoyers, we need to all pull together for them and make this happen and make this huge.
Absolutely. And I appreciate you two have got the platform to do this, but give me a shout if you need help, because I'll do my best with what I can, but
One's platform too, which I think is even greater.
Absolutely.
I'm sure you guys remember when Normal People Things and Call Me What You Like came out. Their team did a fantastic job of promoting those, and also Wake Up When It's Over. They did a great job leading up to those drops with promoting pre-saves and offering little videos and cool pictures and stuff like that beforehand. So I'm really hoping that they've got something put together, structured like that, or you know what? Even better, hopefully they've got something else up their sleeve. I'm really hoping for some good promo from their team as well to help.
I mean, they're notorious with surprises and sneaky little guessing games and things. So I'm here for it. It'll be great to discuss on here what we think the meaning behind things are in their posts and videos that they share. So when do we think that this album will be dropped? Any guesses? Yeah.
I'm thinking April, possibly. Mid to late April. That's my guess. That's what I'm hoping. And then I'm hoping maybe a tour starts June, towards the end of the year. That's what I'm hoping. What about you, Ange?
That would be amazing.
Yeah, I'm thinking around that same kind of time frame, maybe even a bit later, like May, and then a tour in the summer. I guess selfishly, I'm hoping that there's a tour in the summer so I don't have to worry about school for Pebble, but
Absolutely.
that's just me. I mean, but you know what? Whenever it comes, we will gladly take it. But yeah, I'm thinking May. I'm going to put my money on May. We'll see what happens.
What about you, Leslie?
I think we'll get some teases leading up to it, but for some reason, May just speaks to me as well. I can't help but think, though, they're not going to play around me until it's freezing cold outside. So again, we have to stand outside for hours with foil blankets and little pocket heaters in our hands and down our pants.
That was an adventure. I'd do it again.
In a heartbeat. But yeah, I feel like I'm not used to seeing them when it's not cold. Dave?
See, when you say pants, here in England, pants are knickers. So, to hear you two
I'm
talk
not
about
opposed
your
to
pants,
that.
just makes
Not
me
saying it
giggle.
didn't happen.
It's all about survival.
Anywhere they could be stashed. Yeah. For
All
reals.
right, moving on.
Moving on. Yeah. Let's see.
Was it somebody's
when
birthday this month?
Oh, we just had Joe's birthday. So we had a lot of cheers going around. People raising a glass or a bottle or their glasses.
Yeah.
That was cute. So happy birthday, Joe. 27, I think, on February 5th.
Wow, 27. Such a baby.
I know.
We're not sure if Joe is still celebrating or not, but Joe, if you hear this and you're celebrating, I hope you're having a great time. Happy birthday.
And you have your left and right beers in hand. So, Dave, when do you think we will release new episodes of this podcast? What should our game plan be?
I think currently we've all decided it's going to be loosely once a month. I think we will, if there's any really big exciting news, I think whether it be one of us, all of us, we'll just jump on and give you an update of what's been happening, what's not. But currently, I think we're looking at loosely once a month.
All right, that sounds good. And we have some future topics lined up that we would like to cover or attempt to cover. And
yes, we have been knocking around some future topic ideas. Obviously, with a new album on the horizon, as soon as that's available, we'll be digging into that. And of course, all the little crumbs that come along with it. We'd also like to talk about some of our favorite Lovejoy moments, some of the bands and artists that have influenced Lovejoy. Something I was talking about just a little while ago about how all of us can help promote the band, especially when this new album comes out. A topic that I think is really important, especially in this age where a lot of people, including myself, I'm guilty, can be chronically online sometimes, how self-care and mental health can be affected, and some steps that you can take to make sure that you're staying happy and healthy. We're also hoping to do some in-person show reviews, listener Q&A, and obviously some guests. We'd like to include some of you, and fingers crossed, hopefully we would be able to get someone that is within the Lovejoy orbit. So we'll have to see.
that would be super duper.
That would be super duper. I'm looking forward to being at a gig, running up and down the line, asking a few questions. I'm really looking forward to that. I know my
That would
daughter's
be
going to be
so
stood
cool.
there with her head in her hands and going, "Oh my God, Dad, what are you doing?" But
I can relate to
I'm
that.
looking forward to getting, I'm looking forward to getting some,
And
hopefully, before and after reaction.
Dave, you're
Yeah.
going to be running up and down getting people to do the wave, right? Do you guys do the wave over there? Do you do the wave like at sporting events?
The Mexican wave, yes.
Is that what it's called? I don't know.
we call it the wave? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, over here it's,
Yes.
it's the Mexican wave.
Nice. Well, as long as you don't have those big soccer horn things they play, those are obnoxious. Okay, I digress. Where will we be able to be found? What platforms will we be on, Dave? Do you know?
I have no clue. To be honest, we should be on 90% of all the platforms where you listen to your podcast. Might not happen straight away, but we will get there. Look out for all the information via Lovejoy Band News. You'll definitely be able to hear us on Spotify, all the major platforms from hopefully pretty much straight away. Possibly there might be a link or something on the Wiki Fandom site. Hopefully, Ange, is that correct?
I'm pretty sure I can do that. Yeah.
Excellent.
And I also may have a website in the future.
Ooh.
If I get my act together for that, which I should do before the album drops because that'll be totally occupying my time.
Yeah, and that's just listening, singing, and dancing, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose I could do both at the same time. So we have an audience call to action for next time. Gosh, we'd love to hear from you with topic ideas. Absolutely, for starters, that's a given. But also your origin story, how you found out about Lovejoy. And also we were discussing about misheard lyrics. I think could be a fun regular feature on the show because I know for a fact that I've gone years singing the wrong lyrics to songs. And then discovering the right ones blows my mind. So we'd love to hear your misheard lyrics as well, so we could all laugh together.
Is it Capricorn of Thunder?
I say Capricorn of Wonder.
You see, no, it's
I
Thunder.
guess Angie always knew what it really was. Because Dave and I sure didn't.
I did. And you know why? Because my child told me. So, yeah, I guess that shows you what kind of parent I am.
Well, my husband's not a Lovejoy fan per se, but on the peripheral because I blast it all day long. And he sings, I catch him singing Capricorn of Wonder. That's what it is in my house.
But yeah, do let us know. Misheard lyrics.
Yes, you can send them, in comments on any of the Lovejoy Band News social media accounts or through a direct message on any of those platforms, Instagram, Twitter, you name it. And again, hopefully we'll have a website as well. Yes, Dave?
Yes, so on Spotify, we will have a comment section.
Even
I forgot
better.
to put that in earlier on. But yes, in Spotify as well, there will be a comment section and an email address if you wish to email us. So
Perfect.
do leave it all.
No excuses. There's always a way to reach us somehow, some way. Because we'd love to have you as part of the conversation. And in fact, if you can send a voice memo recording of your misheard lyrics or, comments, complaints, messages, anything you have for us, then we could play them on the podcast, which would be even better to hear your voice. So does anyone else have anything to add before we say goodbye for this month's episode? We're all good? Angie?
It's been fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode. We've had a great time and hope to be in your earphones again soon.
Love it.
At this point, do we go like, subscribe, share? Is that how
Oh,
cool,
absolutely.
cool kids
I think we say
say?
that all the time. That's what the cool. I don't know if it's cool anymore, but that's what we're going to say.
Yeah.
Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, leave us some comments. We just love to hear from you, and we'll take into consideration anything you have to share with us. Hey to the boys, in case you're listening. Hello. Hello, Will, Joe, Mark, and Ash. I hope you're hearing this someday. Until then, I think we'll proceed to bang our heads against every doorway and doorframe that you guys see suitable for us to go through. Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed. And again, we look forward to hearing from you. Until next time, take care.
Bye.
Over and out.
See you later.
#LoveForLovejoy.